Hello everyone, and welcome to Orange University. On tonight's episode, we're going to play a deck that I found online that I really excited my reanimating sort of soul, and that is the 8 Reanimate deck. So this deck runs 8 reanimating cards, 4 Zombify, 4 Rite of the Moth, and the whole idea is that we're just going to try to toss Valgovoth or Atraxa into the graveyard and try to reanimate it and continuously reanimate them. So, how do we do that? Well, we have a lot of discard cards. Things like Overlord of the Balemurk can mill these cards in the graveyard. Things like Liliana can discard cards from our hand. Same as the Bitter Triumph. It sort of is a removal, but that can also double back as a card discard that actually works in our favor for this deck. We also have 3 Split Skin Doll that can do just that as well. Draw a card and discard a card unless we control another creature power 2 or less. We always want to discard, so that's fine. I don't want to keep the card in my hand. I want it in the graveyard. So that's the whole idea. It's pretty standard reanimating sort of Valgovoth trick, but it's very fun to play. Let me talk about the whole deck list. So in the early game, of course, we have no 1-drop, no cut down in this deck, funny enough, because, well, we have a lot of tap lands, and we want to get there with the tap lands. Then turn 2, what we have is 2 Get Lost to remove our opponent's plays, just to survive a little bit. More importantly, 4 Nowhere to Run, and 4 Bitter Triumph to make sure all 10 removal, right? So make sure that we have a removal on turn 2 to kill one of our opponent's creatures. And best case scenario is that we can use Bitter Triumph, kill one of their creatures, and still get back or get our Valgovoth or our Atraxa into the graveyard. If nothing else, we can also play a Split Skin Doll, draw a card, and then discard one of our reanimating targets. Turn 3, we have 1 Split Up and 2 Liliana of the Veil. Liliana also helps us discard cards from our hand, but more importantly, Liliana is pretty good at removing our opponent's creatures on board. Because it's a sacrifice trigger, their protection spells are not even going to hit it. Alright, and then going to turn 4, that's where we do the board wipe. 2 Day of Judgment, and more importantly, 8 reanimating spells. 4 Zombify, 4 Rite of the Moth. Rite of the Moth even has a 6 mana version that flashes back. So, 6 mana version flashback that can also be used to bring back a Valgovoth on the graveyard. The downside of Rite of the Moth is that it gets a finality counter, so if it leaves, it's just gone forever. But that's okay, that's why we have 4 Valgovoths in the deck. We're okay with 1 or 2 getting, exiled. Then we have, on turn 5, Harvester of Misery or Overlord of the Balemurk. Now, these are 5 mana plays, but you can see they're actually all 2 mana plays. Harvester of Misery is a 2 mana removal, right? 2 mana, target creature gets -2/-2. And Overlord of the Balemurk is a 2 mana impending that tosses 4 cards into our graveyard. For mill 4, hopefully we mill one of our reanimation targets. Then the reanimation targets we have in this deck is just these. 1 Atraxa and 4 Valgovoth. But really, you can also, in a pinch, reanimate things like Overlord, because then you can continuously put things in your graveyard, and hopefully you hit Rite of the Moth that you can flash back from the graveyard, or you can reanimate Harvester of Misery. When you reanimate Harvester of Misery, it does wipe the whole board, most cases, right? -2/-2 the whole board, kind of kills most aggro decks. And in the meantime, it gives you a 5/4 menacing creature that you can just win by attacking. It's very rare where this could happen, but it is a play. So, that's kind of the whole idea of this deck. One other thing that I want to make note of, a lot of times I forget. If you use Overlord of the Balemurk, it says return non-avatar creature card or Planeswalker. So you can actually use this to mill and bring back Liliana. That is a big boom. You do want to have Liliana as much as possible because it temples out your opponent, forces them to make plays, and then when you actually play Zombify or Rite of the Moth on Valgovoth, they don't really have much to answer anymore. So yeah, that's a very good sort of synergy. Then the land base, 24 lands because we're a temple combo deck, 2 planks, 7 swamps. We want to reanimate, we need a lot more swamps. And then we have 4 Caves of Koilos, 4 Concealed Courtyard, 3 Restless Fortress, 3 Shadowy Backstreet, and 1 Fountainport. In case we kind of flood out, we can at least use Fountainport to draw cards. And that's the whole idea of this deck. I think it's pretty straightforward when you think about what this deck is trying to do, but it should be pretty powerful nevertheless. So let's go into the games and see how it does. Alright, our opponent is Las Vegas Man. Dude, I thought you were supposed to stay in Vegas. Alright, well, opponent goes first. We got no reanimates. We have very bad draw, honestly, but do I keep this hand because I have a Nowhere to Run and a DOJ? I think I will. There's no guarantee that I'll mulligan into a better hand. those are good cards, right? So I can't justify throwing them away, but it's gonna be tough. All right, the nowhere to run are gonna get the mouses, so. Monster's Rage. So the prowess trigger's already on the stack. I don't think he can save this. Burst Lining. He needs to have another prowess trigger. Nope, did not work. Did not work in a way that he thought it would. Another one. Lightning Strike? Alright, let's do it again. How many times do we have to teach you this lesson, old man? Got a little doll. Go, little doll. Draw a card and discard a card. Probably shouldn't have played a land, but that's fine. Valgovoth. I think he sees where this is going. I think he's gonna peace out right after this. Yep. GG. You wish you had my nowhere to run, but you don't. I'll even attack. He's still in the game for some reason. Alright. If you want to play it like that, we'll play it like that. Start your last turn.
It's like finishing for brunch.
Gonna Lightning Strike, Witch Stalker, Frenzy. Still goes to me.
Drop it.
I don't think I'm even gonna play that land now. Challenger, okay. I guess he wants to play it out anyways. Can't play that out of the card. It's gonna kill my Liliana. And then he would just die. Valiant effort.
Oh,
That's not Valiant though. Is it? GG. It is. Okay, technically Valiant. It's the exact term, but they're red, so get the F out anyways. Alright, our opponent is the TN Farn. I know that word says farmer, but in my head I'm reading Farner. Farner. We go first. Take that, Farner. Shadowy Backstreet. Concealed Courtyard? Do I want that land? I want to dig deeper. I'm going to regret not taking the Courtyard, so I'm going to take it. Borosi. Borosi Mouse. Alright, well, we're Backstreet again. I'm a Backstreet boy. Okay, this I can toss. Manifold. It's pretty bad. Attacks us twice. Do I just get lost? No, I don't think I want to get lost. I want to play on curve, so destroy all untapped creatures. Monster's Rage. It's not a double strike, so even though it's a lot of damage, it's not the end of the world. Alright. He definitely has protection spell, that's why he kept it up like this. But he can't protect against the Liliana. Dude! What? Don't be such a loser. Come on. Alright, our opponent is Nawi. I like that name. It's very fun to say. Nawi. Well, the problem with this hand is no reanimation, but we are a reanimate deck, so hopefully we'll draw into that. Yeah, this can go. Toxic. Alright, they're playing a toxic deck. Let's fight underneath the counterspell. I think it would be pretty relevant to fight underneath a counterspell. Maybe I should have taken the 3 damage. Ha! He proliferates to get it back. Yes, but at what cost? Do we Liliana here? And discard our Overlord?
Something suspicious is going on.
I mean, I don't really need
I'm
to toss
tired
more
of your
things in the
secrets.
graveyard. I already have the most important things in the graveyard. They tossed the... Brat? Okay. I guess so, I guess so. We draw and we discard. Let's get the Liliana back. Sacrifice a creature or planeswalker of their choice and gets a poison counter. Oh, what's he gonna play? Billow-Wisp Skullwelder. He's gonna counter this Liliana. I mean, I'm not gonna throw out the Rite into a counterspell, right? Let's bring the ending. How many bring the ending do you think he has? I guess let's stop there. Let's write back Valgovoth. Or do we write back Atraxa? It's not that easy to fight through Atraxa, right? Also, it's a finale counter. Do I have a 1-mana play? I don't have a 1-mana play. So we'll take this, we'll take this. We'll take a split up. No, we'll take a Zombify. Alright, another Zombify. So he could definitely kill the Atraxa. But that will cost mana. Now he's got another one of those sack things. Restless Fall. Yep. How many Rascal's Fall do you think he has? If the answer is 3, I'm gonna be pretty mad. Prologue, I'm on 3 now. Okay, I can poison him. Thrumming Bird? Summoning Bear is not very useful. Okay, let's... know where this little bird. Yeah, right. No way. GG. Ah, GG. Alright, our opponent is Eclipse 211. I wonder if that means anything. Probably to our opponent. Alright, so we either get the reanimating spells or the creature we want to reanimate, but never both. That's fine, it's an opener hand. We'll see what we can do with it. There's no card draw or draw filters. Like Restless Fortress is not going to do that. They're white. Scrub. White and Scrub is kind of awkward. Their poison deck? Dollmaker deck. Okay. Dollmaker deck's going to make a lot of stuff. They can definitely get through. Enduring Innocence. Huh. That's definitely a weird attack, but okay. We get their Scroll. Next turn we can ride at the Moth. So all I gotta do is get lost something. This turn. The Sea Core. Quarreling Chorus. Now you draw that card. How does he plan to fight Valgovoth anyways? Do I just get lost the Dollmaker's shop? It's pretty annoying. Just get rid of it. He wants to shop again. Zombify is even better, right? Because then it doesn't get exiled. Don't think that kind of deck would run like a board wipe. Okay, so that's not how this works, but let's let our opponent find out. You don't get it, because it's on my side. You didn't want it? I want it. Alright, we'll get another Valgi. Don't think I'm going to use that. Let's go for the attack first. Alright, then we'll kill all the untapped creatures. Then we'll play your Innocence, your Skrull, your Crawling Chorus, Jawbone Duels. Alright. Lay down arms. Thanks for your lay down arms. I will be using it. Thanks for your other lay down arms. I'll also be using that. So... I don't have any planks. Of course! This deck runs no planks. You just Bitter Triumph that? Well, GG anyways. I was thinking about Bitter Triumphing this or attacking first, but my opponent had no patience. Funny deck. Alright, our opponent is Goya Champo. Don't pull me. Well, reanimating creatures, no reanimating spells. I do like that I have to know where to run. I don't like that I have to go second. Again. Challenger. think we'll kill the challenger. Don't want our opponent to get an extra card. And if he Manifold Mouse, no, Scavenger. Shelter. Oh wow, okay. Bring it up. Well, no reanimating spells yet, so I don't think I do that, right? I just know where to run the Heartfire Hero. Which will in turn give me a nowhere to run to kill this Scavenger. It dealt 1 damage to me. Still has a Rock Face Village. Scavenger. White. Ethereal Armor. Big creature. Big creature. I can just kill it on his turn. Don't think I need to rush. There you go. Now what? You got another creature you want to play? Didn't think so. Perfect Zombify draw. Just quit now. Don't nice and leave. I mean, what I meant to say is don't nice, just leave. There you go. GG. Alright, our opponent is Piston Wisdom. Pistons don't have any wisdoms. They usually get stuck. I don't have Reanimating Spell and Valgovoth. I just need to draw lands, right? Opponent goes first. I'll draw them. Ah, again? Is every game this? Seriously. Every game is this and I get mana screen. It does feel like that. I don't even think nowhere to run on a 1-1 is worth it. Flood Pit Drowner. Wait till he attacks. Probably wants a Kaito here. Oh, come on. This... Okay, you're playing like one of the best deck in Standard and you're that much of a loser that you're gonna quit as soon as someone get lost your Flip Pit Drowner? Like, even if it has nothing in hand, if these 3 are lands, you can still sack the Nightmare. Alright, our opponent is Weasel 10. Wow, there's 10 of them. I don't know how I can fight them. It's like Emrakul versus 15 squirrels. Alright, reanimating spells, no creatures to reanimate. Starting to see a theme here. Hello. Let's start with... Do we start with the Backstreet? No, it's... I think I'll learn my lesson. I should figure out what our opponent is before I start being a Backstreet boy. Get lost would be pretty useful if he wants to pump. Of course he can just protect, but yeah, you know. Can't get around everything. Scavenger. Definitely want to kill the Scavenger. It grows way too quick. Another one? Got there. On time. Alright, what do I drop here? Split up? Yeah, I guess I'll drop a split up. Screaming Nemesis. Okay, well, the thing is, you're not going to be able to gain life. Yeah, I'm not going to be able to gain life over the Nemesis, and that'd be pretty annoying. Sack everything, except the Nemesis, probably. Down to 11. But 11 is not 0, so... Rite of the Moth. I draw another land. Maybe I see what the top deck is. It is another land. Yeah, 9 damage. I'm gonna gain it all back. Sucker. GG. Alright, our opponent is Rite. He's got a ton of rays. A ton of them. We go first. It's okay. We got reanimating spells, creatures we want to reanimate, and a way to toss into the graveyard. Just don't get turn 1 Ghost Vacuum, then we'll be good. Here it comes. Turn 1 Ghost Vacuum? No. Okay. I was gonna say, it's been happening a lot. Let's play the doll. We'll draw and discard. It's not a land. Okay, we're gonna get mana screwed. That's the theme of this game. Okay, we gotta have a different theme every game. Good luck. I don't really have much. But I do have, what I do have is getting mana screwed. How do we play this out if I get that? Okay, take my only play for next turn. Little does he know, I managed to unmana screw. I managed to unscrew myself.
This fight finished before brunch.
You jealous? You wish you could unscrew yourself? Okay, that's a game. Rite. I didn't even have my 4th land. Alright, our opponent is Clint0481. Yeah, you just put some numbers after your name, huh? That tells me you're a bot. A bot that let us go first. Alright, this time we have no reanimating spells, no creature we want to reanimate. Just a little bit of card draw, but not really. And yeah, let's see if that works out. A forest. Is it gonna be a Landwar Elf? No Landwar Elf. If that's the case, then we're gonna Overlord it up. Can I get a Liliana in the graveyard? Nope, I got nothing in the graveyard that I want. I actually dumped a Zombify, which I want. I wanted to have in my hand. It's gonna be that kind of game. That's 2 forests and nothing. Am I playing against mono green control? Someone watched a little bit too much MTGA Go Fish. 3 mana plot. Ah, it looks like it. Looks like it. Draw a card and discard a card. How wide does that deck get? Like, what is their win con? I think it can toss a Day of Judgment. Get the 5th mana for the Overlord. what that deck does. I just remember there's Overlords. Oh, there's this. Okay. No card draw for you. All patch. Should have done it first. I mean, I could reanimate a Overlord. Is that much of anything? Put 4 cards in the graveyard that way. Now let's do it. I don't want to return a Valgovoth to my hand. But I will. It helped me to discard a Bitter Triumph. Alright, here comes a fight. Did I take the 5 here? I think I take the 5 here. Man, I just cannot draw lands for the life of me. So we gotta know where to run Paw Pack. And in response, we'll kill the Leaf. I mean, that response was bad for me, but I guess it's fine. Yeah, I forgot that it also can target itself. Now get the other Overlord. 2 Zombifys already in the graveyard. It's not looking good. I know I have 8 Reanimates in the deck, but, you know. All 6 is probably on the bottom or something. I don't want to play Liliana, make him discard. I remember this deck. It's just a bunch of Leaves. Nisa. On 3 to kill the Overlord? No, not to kill the Overlord. Oh, you should have killed the Overlord. Do I need another... No, okay.
Those who get in my way tend to regret it. One of your friends has to leave.
Attack Nisa for 4. Attack you for 2. I mill to give back nothing. Still have a Get Lost in case I need it, but you know the Balemurk, Baleth, that's the card. Baleth is nothing to scoff at. Not gonna make him discard a card because it could be another Baleth. So we just pass turn here. If I attack, is the Baleth gonna respond by attacking me? I mean, okay, if I milk the reanimating spell, I can't even play it without the 7th land. God damn it. I was trying to draw cards with Fountainport. There it goes. It's gonna demo feel it. Nope, not gonna let you do that. Good thing I have a removal. Let me make a 1/1. He can demo field my little guy here. He can demo field the Restless Fortress too. He's gonna target the Fountainport. Okay, let's get a Swamp. Swamp planks, I don't think it matters. Okay, now that I draw this land, that's 7 mana, right? 7 mana is kind of the sweet spot. Now I can go ahead and mill. Okay, I said I could go ahead and mill. I didn't think I was going to mill this kind of crap. Not going to take out my Liliana with your Baleth in hand. Also the Liege. Okay, I didn't need to look in the graveyard. There's one right here. Right? If ability make him discard it, he could just put it into play instead. A land. Do it again. I knew it was like none of the four reanimating the Rite of the Moth is on the top of the deck. That's how annoying it is. Let's go to my turn. Still no Rite of the Moth. Alright, guess we'll just attack regularly with this 5/5. Would you like to trade? Still no Rite of the Moth, but I have another Liliana. I think I just returned a Liliana. You would like to trade.
Happy to help, but I'm taking the credit when we win.
I have 4. All in the bottom 20 cards of the deck. At least all I need to do is draw another land. I can play Valgovoth. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Yeah. One more land and I can hardcast Valgovoth. And now he's got his graveyard hate. Can he hate on 5 of these cards? He probably can, huh? Yeah. Here we go. The graveyard hate is real. I mean, does it get haste? That's trample. No haste. You can eat as much Valgovoth as you want. He knows I have one in my hand. And he knows I have a Liliana on board, so... You know, he has to eat all the Valgovoth. No, nothing. Just gonna go to my turn. I knew it! What did I say, huh? It's gonna be right there. It's gonna eat the last 2 of my creatures. Gonna eat the, yeah. It's gonna eat the other Overlord or the Atraxa. Get the other Overlord, alright. Knock it.
Sacrifices must be made.
Let's bring out the Atraxa. Let's bring in a... No, GG. Yeah, I mean, it just takes a while, but we got there. That's how good this deck is, apparently. I mean, it did take a while, but it got me to the diamond, right? So that's all that mattered. Welcome back, everyone. Now that you see all those reanimating decks, or reanimating games, how does this deck feel to you? I love it. Every time I play reanimating deck, regardless of how good it does, I like the combo. I like the the idea of bringing things from your graveyard and having an additional pool of resource to draw from. But even despite all of that, this deck kind of beat my expectation. It did really, really well. Because of all 8 reanimating spells, it was so consistent for us to be able to reanimate. The only downside is that sometimes we get bursted out in aggro, but that's kind of every deck, right? If your opponent goes first with that stupid rat deck, by turn 3, if they have a Manifold Mouse on their 1/1 and some sort of protection spell, they'll kind of blow you out no matter what, unless your best draw of 4 nowhere to run in the early game all land, which is very rare. So yeah, those kind of games do happen. All the other games, this deck kind of performed pretty astonishingly well. Now, of course, there are games where your opponent just plays Graveyard Hate, and then you just quit and play the next game, because this deck does not survive Graveyard Hate. If they turn 1 Ghost Vacuum, we turn 1 Quit. That's kind of the idea. But otherwise, against most I guess standard tier best of 1 decks currently in the standard, I think this deck performs very well. And there is some things I want to talk about cut wise. So what am I gonna cut? So a lot of the deck lists I found runs 3 Zombify. I don't agree. I want 4 Zombify. So that's the thing that I cut from their deck. I cut a Liliana to put another Zombify. I stand by that. I don't think there's any reason not to have 8 reanimating spells. These 1 split up and a 2 DOJ, you can kind of go either or. You can go 2 split up, 1 DOJ, or 1 split up, 1 DOJ, 1 Sunfall. Either way, it's fine. I don't think these matter as much because we want, on turn 4, we want to be able to get reanimating our Valgovoth anyway. So the Day of Judgment, honestly, I never really hoped that I could Day of Judgment someone, right? I just wish I could Zombify someone. So that's questionable. Maybe you can cut one and put another Liliana. That will make the play a little bit better. There is only 24 lands, so a lot of times we might get mana screen. Another thing that I want to talk about is cutting the dual color lens, perhaps. And the dual color lens I might want to cut is go down one less on Restless Fortress. I don't think I ever used the Restless Fortress as a fortress. So we can go down one less on this. I definitely want to go up one more on the Shadowy Backstreet because, well, that Surveil can sometimes just put a Valgovoth directly into the graveyard. So maybe 2-4 instead of 3-3. Or maybe even 2-4, and then we can, look into changing, the land's fine. Maybe 3-4, and we can look into cutting a swamp. I don't know about that. I think 2 Restless Fortress probably should be enough. A lot of times I do want untapped lands, otherwise it kind of makes me sad when on turn 4 I want to reanimate and draw a tap land. That would be pretty sad. So that's kind of the whole idea of this deck, right? Everything works. I might cut one DOJ for one more Liliana. I might cut one Restless Fortress for one more Shadowy Backstreet. And that's all there is for this deck. That's all I got for you today. Thank you very much for joining me, and I will see you guys next time.